Have you ever thought about what real strength looks like? It's not about how much weight you can lift at the gym or how fearless you seem in tough situations. True strength is quiet. It doesn't shout or seek attention. It's the kind of strength that keeps you standing firm when life throws its hardest challenges your way. Imagine this. You wake up each day, even when you're drained, and keep moving forward. Even when everything feels like it's falling apart, you stay steady. This isn't the dramatic strength you see in movies. It's the small, quiet victories. The strength you might not even notice in yourself. Today, we're not going to focus on obvious signs of strength, like physical power or loud confidence. Instead, we'll explore the subtle ways true strength shows itself in everyday life. These are the quiet markers of resilience, the traits that prove you're stronger than you think. Are you ready to discover the hidden power inside you? Let's take this journey together and uncover the 7 quiet signs of true strength. You might just realize you've been stronger all along. Number 1, facing your fears. And head on, the facing your fears isn't something everyone can do. But if you're the kind of person who chooses to confront fear instead of running from it, that's a clear sign of strength. True strength isn't about never feeling scared. It's about how you act when fear shows up. You recognize that fear isn't your enemy, it's a challenge, and you don't back down from challenges. Think about the last time you faced something that scared you. Maybe you had to speak in front of a group of people, take on a risky project, or start fresh after a personal setback. Your heart might have been racing and your hands might have been shaking, but you didn't let that stop you. You took one step forward, then another, and before you knew it, you had done what seemed impossible. In that moment, you didn't just overcome fear, you discovered a deeper confidence and strength within yourself. Fear often feels like a wall blocking your path, but it's really more like a stepping stone. Stoic philosophers remind us that fear isn't a barrier, it's an opportunity to grow. Every time you face fear, you're moving closer to new opportunities, personal growth, and the best version of yourself. Each time you say to yourself, I can do this, you're not just defeating fear, you're inspiring others to do the same. Strong people don't let fear dictate their actions. They know that fear often whispers doubts like, what if you fail? What if you're not good enough? But here's the truth. Those whispers are not facts. They're tests of your inner resolve. Instead of letting doubt hold them back, strong people use it as motivation to keep pushing forward. When you face your fears, you're not just showing bravery, you're proving that you have what it takes to handle whatever life throws at you. It's not easy to step into the unknown, but every time you do, you're building something powerful. Resilience. Resilience is what keeps you moving forward, even when things are hard. It's what makes you stronger, more confident, and more capable with each step you take. And here's another thing. When you face your fears, you're not just changing yourself, you're also inspiring others. People see your courage and realize that they too can overcome their own fears. You become a source of hope and strength for those around you, showing them that real power isn't about never being afraid. It's about rising above fear time and time again. So if you're someone who has faced your fears, take a moment to feel proud. You've done something many people struggle to do. You've taken fear and turned it into fuel for growth. Each time you confront what scares you, you're becoming a stronger, more empowered version of yourself. That is the ultimate proof of true strength. Keep going. You're capable of overcoming anything. Number 2, taking responsibility for your actions. Taking responsibility for your actions is one of the clearest signs of true strength. It's not about being perfect or never making mistakes. It's about owning up to them when they happen. If you're someone who can say, this one's on me, then let me tell you, you're stronger than you realize. Think about how many people avoid responsibility. They point fingers, blame others, or make excuses to escape criticism. Sure, it might feel easier in the moment, but it ultimately holds them back. Not you. You have the courage to face the truth. even when it's uncomfortable. That's not just strength, that's extraordinary. When you take responsibility, you're reclaiming control over your life. Instead of being at the mercy of outside forces, you're saying, I have the power to make things right. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every misstep turns into an opportunity to grow. This is resilience. This is wisdom. And this is what sets you apart from the crowd. Taking responsibility also earns respect. When people see you admit to your mistakes and work to fix them, they trust you more. They admire your honesty and integrity. You inspire them because you're showing what real strength looks like, not avoiding failure, but learning from it. Stoic philosophy teaches us that strength lies in how we respond to life's challenges. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By taking responsibility, you're choosing to grow instead of staying stuck. You're transforming flaws and setbacks into building blocks for something greater. Reflect on a time when you owned up to a mistake. Maybe it was at work when a project didn't go as planned. Maybe it was in a personal relationship where you let someone down. Instead of hiding or deflecting, you admitted your role in the situation. It wasn't easy, but it made you stronger. You grew from the experience, and you likely earned more trust and respect from others. Let's not forget the power of accountability in shaping your character. Each time you take responsibility, you're proving to yourself and the world that you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're showing that you're unafraid to face yourself and improve. This ability to self-reflect and grow is what makes you truly strong. It's also worth noting that your actions inspire others. When people see you take accountability, they're encouraged to do the same. You're setting an example of courage, humility, and integrity. Simply by being yourself, you're showing others how to turn mistakes into stepping stones for success. So, the next time you find yourself reflecting on a choice or situation, remember, owning up to it isn't just a sign of strength. It's a testament to your character. You're proving that you have the courage to grow, the wisdom to learn, and the resilience to keep moving forward. That, my friend, is what true strength looks like. Keep doing what you're doing. You're inspiring more people than you realize. Number 3, setting boundaries and sticking to them. Setting boundaries is one of the most underrated acts of strength. It's not about pushing people away, it's about creating space for your well-being and growth. Boundaries are the invisible lines that protect your time, energy, and peace, allowing you to become the best version of yourself. If you're someone who knows how to set boundaries and stick to them, you're doing something many people struggle to achieve. Think about the last time you had to say no. Maybe you declined an invitation to a party because you needed to rest. Or perhaps you turned down extra responsibilities at work because you already had too much on your plate. At first, you might have felt a twinge of guilt, worrying about disappointing others. But later, you realized that your decision helped preserve your peace and allowed you to focus on what truly mattered. This isn't just a small act of self-care. It's a powerful statement. By setting boundaries, you show yourself and others that you value your time and energy. You're saying, I respect myself enough to prioritize my needs. And that's a significant sign of inner strength. Philosophy teaches us that happiness comes from self-mastery, and self-mastery begins with boundaries. Strong people understand that they can't give their best to others if they're running on empty. They prioritize their mental, emotional, and physical health so that when they do give, it comes from a place of abundance, not exhaustion. That doesn't mean setting boundaries is always easy. Sometimes people will push back. They might try to guilt trip you or accuse you of being selfish. But strong individuals don't cave under pressure. They hold firm because they know that saying yes to everything is a fast track to burnout. Here's the truth. When you set boundaries, the wrong people often drift away, but the right ones step up. These are the people who respect your strength and value the healthiest, most focused version of you. Boundaries don't make you selfish. They make you wise. They allow you to prioritize what truly matters, nurture meaningful relationships, and protect your inner peace. Imagine a life without boundaries. You'd constantly feel overwhelmed, drained, and out of control. But when you set clear limits, you regain power over your life. You can focus on your goals, enjoy your time, and build deeper connections with people who truly care about you. So, if you're someone who dares to say no when necessary, take pride in that. You're not just safeguarding yourself. You're showing the world that you know who you are, what you stand for, and where you're headed. You're proving that you have the courage to put yourself first. And that's a strength many admire but few possess. In the end, boundaries are more than just rules. They're a reflection of your self-respect and wisdom. By setting them, you're not only protecting your peace, but also paving the way for a more fulfilling, balanced, and empowered life. That, my friend, is true strength. Number 4, embracing vulnerability. Vulnerability is often misunderstood. Many see it as a weakness, a sign of being fragile or incapable. But in reality, embracing vulnerability is one of the greatest acts of strength. It's not about giving up or breaking down. It's about being brave enough to admit, I'm not okay, or I need help. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you authentic. Think about the last time you felt overwhelmed. Maybe it was during a challenging project at work, a personal crisis, or simply a day when everything felt like too much. Instead of bottling up your feelings and pretending everything was fine, you decided to open up. You shared your worries with someone you trust, and what happened? You didn't receive judgment or criticism. You received understanding and support. In that moment, you realized that admitting vulnerability didn't make you weaker, it made you stronger. Vulnerability is freeing. When you stop pretending to have everything under control, you let go of the exhausting burden of perfection. Stoic philosophy reminds us that while we can't control what happens around us, we can control how we respond. Admitting that you're not perfect is a powerful response. It's an act of self-awareness that opens the door to personal growth. Being vulnerable doesn't mean sharing your deepest fears with everyone. It's about choosing wisely who you let in, people who have earned your trust and respect. Not everyone deserves access to your vulnerability, and that's okay. Respecting your emotional well-being and protecting your inner peace is another sign of strength. The strongest people aren't afraid to share their stories or show their scars. They understand that their imperfections are not failures, but proof of their resilience. Each scar represents a challenge they overcame, a moment of growth, and a chapter in their journey. These individuals inspire others by showing that strength isn't about having an unshakable exterior. It's about having the courage to be real. If you've ever thought you needed to carry all your burdens alone, remind yourself that seeking help is not a sign of weakness. It's an act of courage. Whether it's asking a friend for support, seeking advice from a mentor, or even taking a moment to say, I need a break, you're showing incredible strength. Vulnerability also creates connection. When you open up to others, you allow them to see the real you. This builds trust and deepens relationships. It shows that you value authenticity over perfection. And in turn, it often encourages others to be vulnerable too, creating a cycle of mutual support and understanding. So, the next time you feel the urge to hide your struggles, remember that vulnerability is not something to fear. It's a tool for growth, a bridge to connection, and a marker of true strength. By embracing your authentic self, imperfections and all, you're not only freeing yourself, but also inspiring those around you. You, yes, you, are living proof that vulnerability is a powerful form of strength. Keep being brave, keep being real, and keep showing the world that true courage lies in authenticity. Number 5, the strength to keep going. Life isn't always easy. There are moments when the weight of challenges feels unbearable, when giving up seems like the simplest option. But you don't quit. You keep going, and that choice, day after day, is a true sign of strength. Perseverance is not about having an easy path. It's about finding the courage to walk the difficult one. Think about a marathon runner. They know the race will test them. Their legs ache, their lungs burn, and their mind screams for them to stop. Yet, they don't quit. They focus on one small but powerful act, putting one foot in front of the other. That's what you do when life throws its toughest obstacles your way. Whether it's a lost job, a broken relationship, or a dream that feels impossibly far away, you don't let those setbacks define you. Instead, you tell yourself, this isn't the end. I'll keep going. Stoic philosophy reminds us that life is less about what happens to us and more about how we respond. Challenges are inevitable, but they don't have to break us. Every time you persevere, you're not just facing difficulty, you're transforming it. Those hardships become lessons, stepping stones that bring you closer to who you're meant to be. Perseverance doesn't mean racing through life or achieving everything at once. It's about steady, consistent effort, even when progress feels invisible. Imagine planting a seed. For days, weeks, or even months, you see nothing. But beneath the surface, the seed is growing roots. Eventually, it breaks through the soil, and with time, it blossoms. That's how perseverance works. The small, quiet steps you take today may not show immediate results, but they're laying the foundation for something incredible. There will be moments when it feels like all your efforts are for nothing, days when you question why you're even trying. But it's in those moments that your strength shines brightest. The decision to keep pushing forward, even when it's hardest, is what sets you apart. Strength isn't about never falling. It's about getting back up every single time. Reflect on your own journey. Think of the challenges you faced in the past. At the time, they might have felt insurmountable, but you made it through. Each of those moments added to your resilience, building a version of you that's stronger and more capable than before. If you're facing a tough road right now, remind yourself that every step forward matters. It doesn't have to be a giant leap. Sometimes the smallest step is the most important. Each time you choose to keep going, you're not just moving closer to your goals. You're proving to yourself and the world that you're stronger than any obstacle. True strength isn't about having an easy life or avoiding failure. It's about persevering through the hard times, rising after every fall, and believing in your ability to overcome. You've done it before and you'll do it again. Because that's who you are, someone who never gives up. And that is the essence of true strength. Number 6. True strength lies in lifting others. Lifting others up is one of the purest forms of strength. In a world that often values competition over collaboration, offering support and celebrating someone else's success can feel like swimming against the current. But if you've ever helped someone without expecting anything in return, or cheered on a friend's achievements, you've demonstrated a rare and remarkable kind of strength. True strength doesn't come from pushing others down to rise higher. It comes from creating a space where everyone can thrive together. Think about a time when you supported someone, a friend, a colleague, or even a stranger. Maybe you offered advice, gave encouragement, or simply listened when they needed it most. That act of kindness didn't just help them, it also showed the world your character. I remember a story of a woman who mentored a younger coworker. She didn't have to. There was no promotion waiting for her at the end of it. But she saw potential in him and chose to guide him, teaching him skills and helping him grow. The result? He succeeded in his career and became a source of pride for her. More than that, their bonds strengthened, and they created an environment of mutual trust and respect. Stoic philosophy teaches us, we rise by lifting others. This wisdom reminds us that life isn't a competition to see who can get ahead alone. Strong people understand that by helping others, they're also enriching their own lives. Encouraging someone else's growth doesn't take away from your own success, it enhances it. Of course, lifting others doesn't mean neglecting yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. Taking care of your own well being is essential if you want to support others effectively. Boundaries matter, and there's no shame in prioritizing your own health and happiness. In fact, the stronger and more balanced you are, the more capable you are of helping those around you. When you lift others up, you do more than solve immediate problems. You inspire. Your actions show people what's possible when kindness and strength come together. You become the kind of person others look up to, trust, and want to emulate. The ripple effect of your support can spread far beyond what you see, creating a community that values encouragement and collaboration over competition. Every time you believe in someone, cheer for their accomplishments, or offer a helping hand, you're not just making their life better, you're building a legacy. The trust and positivity you create will leave a lasting impact, not just on individuals, but on the world around you. So, if you've ever taken the time to lift someone up, take pride in that. It's not a small thing, it's a profound act of strength. You've shown that true strength isn't about standing alone at the top. It's about bringing others along with you, creating a world where everyone has the chance to rise. Keep being that source of encouragement. The world needs more of your kind of strength. Number 7, staying true to yourself. The ultimate strength. Staying true to yourself is one of the most courageous and powerful choices you can make. In a world where societal pressure, expectations, and endless comparisons constantly nudge you to conform, holding on to your identity becomes an act of quiet rebellion. It's a clear sign of someone truly strong, someone who knows their values and isn't afraid to live by them. Imagine being in a situation where everyone around you agrees on something you deeply disagree with. It would be easier to nod along, smile, and avoid conflict. But instead, you choose to stand your ground and voice your truth. That single act may not feel like much in the moment, but it's a testament to your integrity. It proves that your strength isn't rooted in being liked, it's in being authentic. Stoic philosophy reminds us that while we can't control the opinions of others, we can control our actions and thoughts. When you stay true to yourself, you find peace within, even if the world around you feels chaotic. This peace comes from knowing you're living life on your terms, not bending to meet others' expectations. Staying true to yourself doesn't mean you're rigid or unwilling to change. Strong people understand the balance between adaptability and authenticity. They know which battles are worth fighting and which compromises align with their core values. Strength isn't about being unyielding. It's about knowing what you stand for and ensuring you don't lose sight of it, even when the stakes are high. For example, imagine turning down an opportunity that looks good on the surface, but conflicts with your values. It might be a high-paying job that demands more than you're willing to sacrifice, or a relationship that forces you to suppress your true self. Saying no in these moments isn't easy, but it's necessary to protect your authenticity. When you live authentically, you don't just make your own life better. You inspire others to do the same. Your courage to stand firm in your values shows others that it's possible to live life without succumbing to external pressures. You become a beacon of hope for those who feel trapped in the pursuit of approval. Think about it. When someone dares to be themselves, it gives you permission to embrace your own uniqueness. By staying true to yourself, you create a ripple effect of authenticity, encouraging others to trust their voice and follow their path. Living authentically often requires moments of solitude to reconnect with yourself. In those quiet moments, you discover what truly matters to you. You reflect, recharge, and build a stronger foundation for your life. But authenticity doesn't mean cutting yourself off from others. Meaningful relationships amplify your values and give you a space to share your journey. The key is finding balance. Solitude helps you grow internally, while healthy connections allow you to express that growth outwardly. If you've ever felt different, out of place, or pressured to be someone you're not, remember this: your uniqueness is your strength. It's what sets you apart and makes you irreplaceable. Never trade your identity for temporary approval. The world doesn't need another copy. It needs the authentic, unshakable you. So, embrace your true self. Stand firm in your values. Whether you're in solitude or surrounded by others, living authentically is the greatest strength you can possess. In doing so, you inspire a world where more people dare to be themselves. Thank you for being here, and remember, staying true to yourself is not just a personal victory, it's a gift to the world.